Well, hey everybody. It is Friday the 17th. I haven't done a video in quite a while, but here we are. It's June. Kind of give you guys an update, let you know what's happening and what's going on. I can't remember the last video I did. I think I might have been here with that. Maybe we just started. I can't remember. It's been a few weeks, but just been super busy. As you can see, we got quite a bit of wood here piled up. Wes is getting ready to unload that buggy of hardwood pulp, and I was a little later this morning. So we've had, everything's been so kind of crazy anyways in the woods business, just with fuel prices and everything else. Let me see, it's just been hard this year. We've had some small issues with trucking and just this yard. As you can see, it's uphill and we can't pile from behind here, so anytime it rains, it's been a little bit of an issue, but I think we're getting over that. We're figuring that out, so Mark and Wes will have a system, and Wes has got an 8-foot piece of pallet logs chained to the front blade of the forwarder so that he can push on the trailer without metal to metal. And that's kind of nice because as you go up the hill, the trailer changes height, and when you're metal to metal, and you're pushing, that's kind of rough. But so I moved back here last Friday. I had been down in Troy I went from here to Emden and laid down 25 acres for Mike, who kind of owns the company that we cut for, but he's also got his own crew. So it took me 2 days or a little more than 2 days to do that 25 acres. Then I moved to Troy, and that's 120 acres or something. And I'm keeping track on my phone. I'm just going into my calendar and putting the hours when I get to a job and then when I leave. So I laid, and I've been using Avenza, which is an application that the foresters can set up a map, send it to me, and then I can download it to Avenza, and it shows right up, and I can track where I've cut, and I can measure how many acres I've covered or what I have left. And so I believe I worked there, it was somewhere around 70 hours, maybe a little less, or give or take. And I laid down, I think it was 76 or 78 acres. So that was pretty good. I was happy with that. So, but during that time, I had a little more time to spend down there because on the 501 Jeff's machine, the processor, he didn't do it. It was wore out, but the chain broke for the tracks, the undercarriage. So that was not last week, it was the week before on Thursday afternoon. So I called Caterpillar and they didn't have any chain in stock, and so I called another place here, Industrial Tractor, and they had chain. It was aftermarket chain, but it was going to be 2 weeks before I would get the chain from Caterpillar, plus then you'd have to take all the pads off, swap it, or we could have got the pads off, but then we would have had to get it. It would have just taken too much time. We still wouldn't be back together, or we might just be getting back together right now, which that wasn't really an option for production. So And luckily I wasn't here, so Wes went down to Scarborough, got the new chain. I had brought the old chain to Don, my welding guy, because everything I've heard is such a pain in the ass to cut those bolts off the pads. So I brought him out there. He knows what he's doing. I mean, the more of the pain in the ass was I had to spend hours picking all the dirt out of the chain so we could get in there with the torches, and I think it probably took him like 3 or 4 hours to cut all the bolts off, so that was worth it. So that I would stay more productive, which is different for me because I'm not used to being involved in bigger projects, but now that I'm laying wood down for other crews plus us, I need to be productive, or else I'm going to get caught with not having enough wood here, not enough there, and I don't want to do that. So Jeff and Wes tackled getting the chain on and bolting all the pads on. They did great. And that was, I know there's probably a little frustration for Wes and Jeff, I'm sure, but if they hadn't tackled that and done it, I would have had to stop laying wood down there, and I wouldn't have been getting anything done. And so, huge help. That stuff's invaluable. Well, that kind of work ethic, and even if you're not happy getting it done. So we're starting. This week we're getting our rhythm back. It's just anytime that stuff happens, it just disrupts everything. So I'm back here this week. I had about 45 acres left. Yesterday I didn't really run the buncher. I did some maintenance and some other things, and I've got about 15 acres left here, so probably only work half a day today. I have an appointment this afternoon, and I'll probably have 10 acres left after this morning. I've been keeping track, and that's kind of cool with the Venza. It gives me an idea of what I'm doing, but if I'm working a good full day, nothing crazy, 8-10 hours, I'm going through about between, I'd say, like 11 and 13 acres a day, which it's amazing how much you go through with that buncher when the tiger cap when you're working on it. So it's also me getting used to how much I need to do so that I'm not driving. I've been working more because I don't know what I need to do. So I think I don't have to drive myself quite as hard as I have been. I think laying wood down for 2 crews, I have some wiggle room there. And of course, the price of fuel and everything else. The mills have reacted, but this conversation has happened. Yes, the mills are paying a lot more money, especially the pulp mills, and mostly hardwood pulp. But they act like they're gonna get an influx of wood, or because they don't have what they want immediately. But it's not going to happen because so many contractors over the last several years have either got out, retired, downsized, or just they don't want to do it anymore. And even if you're making $10-20 more a ton, you're not going to get rich overnight. It's going to take a long period of time to heal and get healthy again. And not only that, you can get paid that more money, but if it's wet or if you're having trouble with trucking or equipment, it's not going to really matter. It's still going to be tough. So they are reacting. So it's moving in a little better direction. I'm hoping that laying wood down for another crew will be, because it's me running it. It's more fuel, but I'm not paying another guy. It's kind of another avenue of cash flow. So, and you never know when that's going to come in. It's going to be a little more delayed because it's just the process. So it'll be more delayed than the wood that comes off this job, just because of the way it happens, which is fine because I'll have paid for that fuel and I probably kind of forgot about it. Then that money will start coming in. So, but besides that, I'm trying to think. Everything else is, I think we're getting our rhythm back now. The 501 has been kind of tinkery, but I think we're getting ahead of that. You know, I'm sort of looking at, like, you know, is it time? I paid it off. That's the other big thing. Hey, I paid it off 3 weeks ago, and then the week after I paid it off is when the chain broke. So, under the tracks. So, and just getting to that point, like, when do you replace it? And when's it causing too much trouble and too much headache? So, but anyways, it's kind of a watch West in the background and talk and catch up. I just been so busy, I haven't done any videos. And brown tail moth rash. Well, you can't really see it. God, that stuff is nasty. It was all over in Troy, and I got these brown tail. It's hard to see. You can't really see it on this, but I've got it on my arms right now because I blew my air filter out of that, and just the air filter sucking the stuff in from Troy over a week ago gave me the rash again. So anyways, I'll try to do more videos. I know I keep saying it, but like, subscribe, comment. We'll catch you later.